What do you do if there's no if it's a four-way intersection and there's no stop signs or anything like? Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're going to be checking out a channel called Uncharted, and they got their driver's license. One of them did, at least. So let's check it out right here. I got my driver's license, which is Rijbewijs, or Rijbewijs. I can't pronounce that. In the Netherlands by the channel Uncharted. Links down below. Great channel. American couple, lives in the Netherlands. And I found out about them getting their license yesterday, actually, on Sky's live stream. It's Sky is the name of his channel. Anyways, he mentioned that they got their license. So I figured I'd check it out. Me and Amy's going to the Netherlands next year. We're not going to drive. I already know that the driving there is going to be way different than it is here in the United States. I'm not even going to try to drive there at all. Just curious what it's like to get a license in the Netherlands. Thanks for watching with me. Let's check it out together, guys.
I got my driver's license in the Netherlands.
You did.
Ah!
Congrats.
Goodbye, Rotterdam.
Goodbye, Rotterdam. See you later. Gosh, everyone's just already speeding. So it's been a while since I've driven in the Netherlands without the help of a driving instructor, and this is also our first time renting a Green Wheels.
And since we're going somewhere a little more interesting in the next few days, how's that for a teaser? Alex wanted to work out the kinks and get a little driving in. And there is this place that I've been wanting to go to for a really long time now. That's kind of hard to get to unless you have a car.
Do you want to tell everyone about your kinks?
Maybe later. Stay tuned for my kinks.
We're going to work them out in this video, that's for sure.
Whoa, that sounds very...
We're going to work out those kinks.
Sexy. Who knew driving could be so sexy? A lot of y'all had questions about Alex's experience driving in the Netherlands and getting his driver's license. So let's just jump right into the first question. What's driving in the Netherlands?
Well, before that, I personally, I hate driving anywhere that I don't know the roads or I'm unfamiliar with the roads. Like driving to a new town, somewhere that I've never been before. Sometimes it's frustrating. Even with the GPS, it tells you to go one way and this and that, and sometimes it's not right. And I couldn't even imagine driving in an entirely new country because you have people in their bikes and stuff. You have cycling paths. You have everything's different. I mean, the road signs, nothing's the same. Nothing's the same as what you're used to here in the United States.
Netherlands like versus driving in the US?
So I've driven for something like 25 years in the United States. Yes, I'm old. And I think the biggest thing is just learning all of the signs and the rules of the road here, because obviously the United States decided to go their own way versus the rest of the world on pretty much every road sign. But once you get past that, I mean, it really is just like, there's more stop signs in the United States. Here, the traffic flows more freely, there's more yields, there's more just like unmarked intersections, and you have to know the rules of priority. And then there's a lot more bikes. So I find myself constantly checking my side mirror here because you need to know, is there someone next to you? Is there someone that's gonna come up on you?
Right.
You need to know who else is on the road with you. It's just different, and it's just something you have to get used to.
Yeah, and we were talking yesterday about how you said you didn't think that there was an intersection pretty much anywhere in the United States that didn't have some sort of signage. And I was like, there is no way that's true.
Yeah.
And I looked up these really rural areas in Texas, and they had stop signs.
Choo-choo.
Oh yeah. There's stop signs everywhere. Yeah, so they thought that there might have been places that didn't? No, no. Yeah, I've been in the middle of nowhere before, and not Texas, but Indiana and Michigan, been in the middle of nowhere up there too. Yeah, no, there's stop signs everywhere.
That's the ICNG, baby. Yeah, I mean, I just don't think an American would know what to do if they ran into a situation where they got to an intersection and there were no lights or stop signs or anything, because I don't think you learn what to do.
Yeah.
Whereas here, that's a normal thing that you do have to actually know what to do at. Generally, it feels a lot safer to drive here, but I'm still, you know, brand new to driving. So ask me in like 25 years of driving in the Netherlands, and maybe I'll give you a different answer.
What do you do if there's no if it's a four-way intersection and there's no stop signs or anything like? Because here, you know, it's like mainly there's not always like, so when you have a four-way intersection, okay, both roads don't always have a stop sign. Sometimes this road drives straight through if it's a bigger road, and then the side road that's smaller will be the one with the stop sign. So then you would have to stop, make sure it's clear. If it's good, you go. Person driving down this road, doesn't have anything. So if nobody has anything, you just got to like look over and, or do you just treat it as though a stop sign is there and just stop at everything or slow down in every intersection? Because they didn't explain it either, unless I missed something, but I don't know. Anyways,
Oh baby, we have arrived.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited to see how this is all going to happen, actually. KLM. We're flying on KLM next year when we go to the Netherlands, actually. Yeah, KLM Airlines.
It's so close.
Yeah.
Alex has driven us to one of my bucket list sites, the plane spotting area near Schiphol Airport, which is said to be one of the best plane spotting areas in Europe.
Yeah, and I think the amount of people here proves that, because it is a Sunday morning.
And it's kind of cloudy outside, like there's some low clouds. I did not expect this many people to be here.
No, there's also...
So there's a YouTube channel. I cannot remember for the life of me right now the name, but it's plane spotting at Schiphol Airport. I bet this is where he films from.
So a fry shop, a little fry vendor over there.
He's got tables out and everything. This is so cool.
That's how you know there's going to be people there when they have vendors set up. Delta.
Have fun in Detroit.
Just have fun in Detroit, yeah. It's cool how the end of the wings curve up like that.
Okay, so before I talk about how I got my license in the Netherlands, let's just get this part out of the way. I was not able to exchange my US license in the Netherlands. You can if you get the 30% tax ruling. We did not choose to do that when we moved here for a multitude of reasons, but after going through this whole experience, you should not do that. That should not be allowed. Like, you should have to go through the training. The signs are different, the roads aren't that different.
I hear sirens. Hopefully they're just testing them out and there's not real danger. I paused it because I was like, wait, that doesn't sound like it's on the video.
But it's different enough, and honestly, like for the safety of yourself and others, even if you do decide to do that, I highly recommend that you take a few hours of like driving instruction with a driving instructor here, read through the theory book. It's safer for you and for everyone else.
Yeah.
So I started off with an intro driving lesson with a driving instructor here, and afterwards they set me up with this little app to help me prep for the theory exam. And I've got to say, the theory app thing was great. It was really, really convenient, but unfortunately, if it seems too easy, it probably is too easy, because the first time I took my theory exam, I failed it because I didn't feel like I was adequately prepared. So anyway, after that, I went back. I ended up buying a different theory book, and I ended up taking practice exams through a different website. By the way, I'll link the book and the website that I use for practicing the exam in the description. And then after that, things went a lot more smoothly. I passed the second one like almost with flying colors. So once I passed the theory exam, at that point I could schedule my actual driving exam. So I ended up doing 12 hours of practice. I think you only really have to do like 10 if you're coming from a place where you've already got, you know, familiarity with driving.
Right.
If you're fresh, I think they recommend 30 or more hours. Yeah. Anyway, I did 12 because that ended up...
Yeah, because I mean, if you're already familiar with driving, you get the concept of the actual driving part of it, the steering, you're used to looking out for people, looking out for road signs and stuff already. So you just have to familiarize yourself with the differences, right? Obviously, there's going to be differences in how they do it there than what you're used to, if you're coming from the United States, but also the road signs are going to be different. So, you do have to learn that part. So, yeah.
Being 2 hours a week every week from that moment until the moment of the exam. So it just felt like a good rhythm to get into. To be completely honest, I didn't really have the best experience with my driving instructor. I think you probably should go around and do a couple different test drives or a few different test drives with a few different people. You want to find someone who, I mean, you're not going to be best friends with this person, but I don't know, you want someone you actually feel like you can learn from. I think in the end, I probably would have gotten just as much value driving for 12 hours with Michelle in the car. No offense to Michelle, but I think it's more about just like, as if someone who knew how to drive. I just really needed to get like comfortable driving here. It wasn't about like learning a bunch of things. I already learned everything in the book. It was just putting it into practice and then getting comfortable with it before my exam. And
okay, so this whole time he's been talking, I've been looking, there's this car right here. You see how they're parked? They're not in their parking spot, okay? They're clearly, like, they didn't even try. This looks like somebody from America that went over there and parked there. Like, do you see that? They did not park very good. If you're watching this video and that was your car, shame on you. You need to go get your driving, because driving's not just about driving down the road. It's driving everywhere. You pull into a parking lot, you got to know how to park your car in the right spot and not have half of it hanging over the white line like that. It bugs me.
Then finally the exam happened, but then you have to make an appointment with the gemeente to actually like fill out the paperwork to get your driver's license. And then after that, you have to wait like a week to actually come back and go pick up your driver's license, which is echt Nederlands.
All the appointments.
All of the appointments, including the appointment to pick it up. So, I mean, in the end, I think the whole process took me May, June.
Oh, they just pulled out. Did they just get in their car? Maybe they were just sitting in it the whole time. I don't know. I don't care enough right now.
In July, August, 4 months. No, 5 months, because I started in April. So, I mean, but a lot of that was just waiting. Like, waiting for, I don't know if I could have done it faster. I probably could have, but it didn't seem that long in the end. So, I'm happy with it. Okay, well, that was just the warm-up act. It's time for the headliner.
But first, are we planning on getting a car?
Oh, well, I'm going to be honest with you. Originally, the answer was definitely no, because I kind of just saw us as renting a car as we needed it to go to, you know, places that we want to film vlogs at that aren't super accessible via car, or go to, you know, beaches that are harder to get to, or do a camper van trip or something again someday. But the more that I started looking into this after I got my license, like the past week, I think I've really come to realize that it might make economic sense for us to get a car if we get like a cheap used car. I don't know.
See, I would disagree. I mean, if you're already, you know, you're living in the Netherlands and you've been getting around, I don't know how long they've lived there. I would think at least a year, and they've been getting around pretty good, right? I mean, there's a few spots, you know, that's not so easy to get without public transportation, you know, that you maybe need a car for, but those few places, how often are they going to those few places in a year, right? To justify, like, yeah, sure, the car might be cheap, a cheap used car, sure, but you have to insure that car. You have to, you know, there's a lot of fees involved with it too. So if you're not necessarily dependent on it, like I am, I'm dependent on my car. There's no way I could get around without having a vehicle. You know, if you're not dependent on it, then I'd get by without it and just, you know, maybe rent one every now and then. And it just depends on how much you're going to use it, I guess. And do you have a valid place to park it in the Netherlands too? That might be a big concern depending on where they live.
I'm not sure. It's something that's like sort of fresh for us at this point, but the economics of using like Green Wheels, My Wheels, or like renting a car from like Avis or Sixt, or like using a car share program or something were not quite as good.
That's a nice way of saying it was expensive.
Yeah, it's more expensive.
Well, yeah, I mean, it would be, I guess, renting a vehicle if you're going to use it a certain amount of times. Maybe what they should do, find a super, super cool family, somebody that has a car, throw them some cash to rent theirs for the day when you go vlogging. Maybe take them on the adventure with you or something.
Than I thought. So I don't know, maybe we'll see. But right now I'm just sort of just seeing how comfortable I am even driving here.
Yeah, I mean, we're still in the early stages, but it also has kind of made us maybe like rethink a bit more about our home search
so
too.
True.
Potentially.
So true. Yeah, because who knows? We could live anywhere if we have a car. All right, folks, we are at a McDonald's, and there's a good reason that we're at a McDonald's, because this McDonald's is at the other end of the Schiphol airport. So if you flip the camera over right here, you can see it is another spotting place.
Look at this.
Yeah. All right, we have arrived at the...
It says Spottersplatz. Yeah, I think it'd be weird to go to a McDonald's in Europe. I mean, it'd be cool just so I can compare the differences, because there's going to be a lot.
McDonald's, and our order number is 69.
Nice. Don't judge us for coming to McDonald's, okay?
They're always perverts.
You can judge us a little bit, but this is the last time that I can get the McSpicy before I think they're about to go into the fall menu. The rumor is there's going to be a McCrispy Korean, which sounds pretty tasty, but the McSpicy is like by far the best thing on the menu at McDonald's here, and I'm sad it's going away. This is the last time I can get it, so we're at McDonald's.
I have no excuses. I'm not getting anything special.
Michelle's getting the trashiest meal. It's her go-to meal at McDonald's.
Stay tuned to find out what my trashy McDonald's order is.
What is
I won't
that?
include it in the video, it's too shameful. Okay, so while we're waiting on our food, the next question that we received was, what is the theory and practical exam like in the Netherlands versus the United States? Let me preface this by saying, again, I did it 25 years ago, so I'm not 100% sure that I remember exactly. I don't remember it being particularly difficult.
Yeah.
The theory test here is hard.
25 years ago. Let's see, how long ago did I do mine? 22, 21. So he's probably like maybe 4 or 5 years older than me.
Because there's a lot less signs on the road in the Netherlands. So you really have to learn, okay, I'm on this road. These are the rules. This is the speed limit. And then in the United States, there's just like speed limit sign constantly, one after another, reminding you what the speed limit is on that road. I think it's because it's states. Like the rules are different in every state. So you just you couldn't even memorize it if you wanted to. And the other thing I thought was particularly interesting about the theory test here was you had to learn a lot about like what you can haul with your car and what the rules are for that. Like how much, like what the rules are for your trailer, or like putting something on the top of your car, or hitching a bike to your car. And I guess that's just because it's more common here in the Netherlands, but that's not really something you have to worry about in the United States. And the driving exam here was a lot less rigid. It's more of like a subjective view of the examiner of your ability to actually like be a like safe participant on the roads in the Netherlands. They're not necessarily like grilling you on every single thing and be like, you lost points here, you lost points there.
Okay,
the one thing I do think they do better in the US is that when you get your theory test completed, between the time that you complete your theory and the time you take your driving exam, you're allowed to drive with anyone that has a license over the age of 21. So that means you get a lot more practice with your parents. I got a lot more comfortable driving because basically anytime I had to drive anywhere, I was always with my mom in the car and I was always the one driving. So that was nice.
Yeah.
Our feast is here.
The feast is here.
I always drove my grandma around when I was learning.
This is mine. There's Michelle's disgusting order of chicken nuggets and a plain double cheeseburger.
No, a plain regular cheeseburger. A
Plain
double
regular
would be
cheese-
disgusting. Come on.
Okay. All right, I've got my McSpicy and I've got my frites sauce.
Got my nuggets,
Your nuggets that have zero flavor.
my frite sauce.
You gonna dip the nuggets in that or is it for your fries?
I mean, you can put it on anything. It's mostly for my fries, though.
And the saddest cheeseburger known to man.
It is so sad, isn't it?
Makes you wish we had a Fabo grill burger in front of us right now.
Oh my God, I wish I had their fried chicken right now. Oh,
Oh, Michelle, what's it been like driving with me?
oh, so normal. It's so odd how like we haven't really been in the car together in like 3 years, but
Well,
3 years.
when we were in Cincinnati. Like,
Yeah,
it's not like we, but like,
not that consistently,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's just so odd how you just like fall right back into like, this is totally normal, and it feels like it's been this way for years.
that was actually the hardest part of the practice driving for me was after 25 years, you build up a lot of like rhythms driving.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
some of them you have to unlearn.
Were you someone who was excited to get their driver's license in the US?
Yeah, I got it right when I turned 16.
Yeah,
I was.
Yeah, I was not. I
No.
got my learner's permit when I was 16, and then I let it expire. And then I just went and got my license when I was 18 because my family was like sick of driving me around.
When Michelle and I dated the first time, it was when we were 18. And she used to get so grumpy if she was, like, she would want me to go pick her up to bring her back to my house. And it was like a 20-minute drive. And if she ever had to drive to my house, she would be so grumpy.
Well, I had just gotten my license. I had
She
only
hated
been
to drive.
driving for like 3 or 4 months at that point.
So if you're wondering why didn't Michelle get her license, you know, partially it was expensive to get a license here, but also because she doesn't like to drive.
I think I was actually 17 when I got mine. I think I had just turned 17 because what was the reason? I can't remember. I think I failed like the permit test a couple times or something, and then it was hard for me to get to town to go get it because I had to go. I was living like a half an hour drive from the town I had to go to get to do the permit test and everything. It was like a whole thing, and yeah, I was like 17 when I got mine. I was excited though. I was super excited to drive at the time. Now, I'd rather not drive.
Depending
It's fun, though.
on what our future holds in terms of where we end up buying a house, I will get my license eventually. It's just, you know, there's no rush now.
If the Netherlands let you. You're a good driver. Well, this patio is really, really nice. I'm a fan, but I think that spotting thing is kind of a bust here. It doesn't seem like they're using any, we thought they were going to be landing here.
Yeah, no
but it does not
planes.
seem to be the case today.
No, we've only seen like 2 or 3 like private jets take off, but no big planes.
The other place was better. I guess it depends on the day and the weather. The last question was, how expensive was it to get your license in the Netherlands?
Yeah.
I had heard it was actually quite expensive. Like, I think that it is by international standards, maybe. I have no idea how much money my parents spent to give me driving school 25 years ago, so I don't know the comparison.
Right.
I do know here, the big cost is the cost of the hours that you spend with your driving instructor. So if you're coming in here and you've never driven before, or you're really unfamiliar with driving, that's gonna be the thing that makes this most expensive. But for me, so the theory exam, that was 55 euros each, so it was 110 euros total since I had to do it twice. The book that I ended up buying to practice for the theory that was good ended up being 27 euros. I'm not gonna include the cost of the shitty app that I tried first that led me to ultimately fail the first time I took the test, because you're watching this video, you're not gonna make the same mistake that I did.
True.
The health declaration that you're required to fill out to get your license was 45 euros. The website I ended up using to do the practice exams, I ended up buying 2 one-week passes. So that was 15 euros per week. So it ended up being 30 euros. The 12 hours of practice, it was 600 euros. And then the license itself,
Jeez.
paid to the gemeente, was 50 euros. So in total, it was 862 euros, which honestly, adding it all together, that's actually less than I thought it would be. I thought it was gonna be a lot more than that. So
I think it's still kind of expensive. See, I didn't do driver's school or whatever. Here you can just get your permit, and then basically that's it. You have to have somebody over. He said 21. I don't know, maybe they changed it. It might be different in his state, right? Like you said, every state's different. In my state, 18. They have to be 18. And then you just drive with them. That's it. As long as you have somebody over 18, you just drive and drive and drive and drive. And you hold the permit for like 6 months, and then you can go take the driving test. I think it was like 50 bucks at the time or something. You go in there, you take the test. I think I failed it like the first time or something. And then they make you wait like a couple days before you can go back and take it again. But driving school, that does cost. I don't know what it costs. I didn't do it.
I feel like I got 862 euros worth of value easily.
Anyways, we're really looking forward to more driving related adventures in the area. So
Adventures.
Adventures or adventures.
Yep.
So if you have any suggestions on places we should adventure to, let us know in the comments.
Maybe drive across the Afsluitdijk. Make the loop around the whatever, the big water thing.
Also, if you have more
If you have more suggestions
if you have
for
more
Alex,
questions for Alex about getting your driver's license in the Netherlands, leave those as a comment too. Or I don't know, if you just have a comment in general, just go in there and leave us one.
yeah, just leave a
Down there.
comment.
Yeah.
What's the harm?
Yeah, let us know what's your favorite airplane.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, let us know in the
Yeah.
comments.
As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next week.
Ta-ta.
I don't know what my favorite airplane is. It's probably going to be whichever one it is that I'm flying to the Netherlands on next year, because I don't want it to crash out of the sky. So that's going to be my favorite airplane. Good vibes. Anyways, thanks for watching with me, guys. That was fun. That was a fun video. I'm not trying to get my license over there. I was just curious on what does it entail. Maybe it's a little easier here because you don't have to do the instructing hours with, or that you don't have to have the hours with the instructor. So you could just barely drive if you want, and then, which isn't good. But when you go in do the test, the actual driving test, then they can see, okay, can you actually drive? But then you also have people that's out there with hardly any experience at all because they barely, pass the test. So I don't know. Anyways, have a super fun, awesome day. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye.